Hi students, good afternoon. Welcome. This will just be a very short session. I just want to engage you in a problem solving task on fraction. If you look on your screen, you should be seeing that problem solving task. So the requirement is that you would respond to the task by clicking on the link that I will share, or for some, what you can do is you can just go right ahead and use your camera to hover over the QR code you're seeing on the screen, and it will take it to a little form, a little quiz where you need to take a picture of your workout, upload it there so I can see, and there's a follow-up question that's asked you for you to put your answer there. So basically that is what you will be doing. You can have discussions here also in the chat among yourselves. So I will be on for just about 10 more minutes and you can have your discussion in the chat. So it means therefore that if you share your answer in the chat and someone disagrees with it, they can say why, and also they can share their answer with their justification. So I'm interested in seeing your working out. So just click on the form and that will take you to where you can take a picture of your workout and share it with me there. So I'm seeing Jasmine initiating a discussion. All right, remember you need to have your discussion here. So we need to see some persons justifying their answers. And this is just to build your collaborative skills as well as your discussion skills. So I want to know how you reason. I want to see how you reason. as well as how you can strongly justify your answers. So just go right ahead and start clicking on the link, put your answers in, and you can come back here to engage in the discussion. So I will be looking at the answers, but I really need to see how you are able to justify your answers. I'm seeing several persons saying 2 and 4/9. I'm seeing some persons saying 4 candies. I'm seeing where Sherika Campbell is saying 2. But I'm not seeing anyone justifying their answers. So there need to be some sentences or some sort of calculation being shown here, even though I will see that when you have submitted your response to the form. All right, so Ashana FI says it must be a fraction. That is great. Whatever answer you get must be a fraction. Is there a possibility that it really could have been a whole number? All right, thank you, Jasmine Monroe. I see where you're giving us some sort of an explanation. Are we agreeing or disagreeing with her? She says it has to be a fraction because when you divide, you have remainders. So use those. Well, this might be incomplete. I'm not sure. All right, I'm not seeing the discussions from the others. Just have a discussion until 4 o'clock. So let's take 7 more minutes to discuss this. I want to see what persons are saying. Shanna Bell, you said 4. Can you tell us why? Hi, Jermaine Patterson. Do you have an answer? Michelle Hamilton, I have sent the link in the chat. So after you have submitted your response, you can come back here and tell us what you think. Do you agree with Ashana FI and Jasmine that it must be a fraction? And if so, all right, so you're doing the Google Forms, no problem. So other persons, you can share this with your classmates. So you can always share the link with your classmates so they can come on now and explore with us. So while you're completing, you're working it out in your books, taking a picture. So for those who don't know how to submit to the form, you need to work it out in your books or on a sheet of paper, take a picture of it, whether with whichever device, and the device that you're on now, most likely that's where you'll click on the form. So use this device here, your phone, tablet, or so. Take the picture, and as soon as you're on the Google Forms where you need to upload the file, when you click on upload file, it will take it to where your pictures are in your phone or tablet, and you select that picture. and it will be uploaded. So I can actually see your working out. And if it is that you made a mistake at any point, if I'm not saying you have, I can also point out where that mistake is. And then there's a question that asks for you to write the fraction. All right. So Keisha Rose, can you tell us why you say 2 and 4/9? What about you, Cheyenne Walters? Why did you say 2 and 4/9? I would also love to hear from Janice Grizzle. So the answer is not being shown here. For those who might be using a laptop, you can either print screen, or that depends on where you're working it out. Or if you take a picture using your phone or tablet, you might need to either use WhatsApp web to transfer it to your laptop, or you can send it in your email and retrieve it there, upload it to your Google Drive. Those are different options. As well as you can use Bluetooth or your USB. But I'm not seeing any justification here from you guys. All right, so I see where persons are submitting their answers on the quiz on the form. All right, so I'm not seeing anyone having the discussion here. Nobody trying to justify their answer. All right, great, Ashana. So there is nobody trying to justify their answers here. Come on, guys, we're having a discussion. Some of you shared that your answer is 4. Some says 2 and 4/9. Some say 2. Tell us why you selected those answers. How did you come up with those answers? What did you do? Those are the kind of things I want us to talk about. What operation? I see 3 and 1/7 or 31/7. I'm not really sure. So if we're using a whole number, and because we're typing it here, we might need to put some spaces between the whole number and the fraction. All right. So I need to see some justification. Alpha Demon, I'll call you Alpha. What answer is this? How did you come up with your answer? I want you guys to justify. What did you do? What operation did you do? Did you use? Did you draw some things to come up with your answer, or did you simply do some calculations? What did you do? All right, so Alpha says 22/7 is equal to 3. And remember, we want persons to look at what your classmates would have submitted here, or the persons who are here, what they would have submitted. Do you agree with what they're saying? Can you correct them if you're not in agreement? Can you tell them why their answer is not right and why yours is? That kind of a discussion we want to have. Because remember, we're still trying to prepare ourselves for whatever exams we have coming up. And so we need to improve on the way we explain things. And for some of us, for the ones who are really good in explaining and justifying answers, it's still good to have more practice. So we want to see, how can we justify our answers here? How can we prove that our answers are indeed correct and another person's might be incorrect? And it's also okay to take corrections, because if it is that you have posted an answer and someone justified their answer, which is different from yours, and tell you that, oh, this cannot work because of so and so, and you see where you can agree, that is also good. I'm seeing Emma Johnson saying 2 + 7 = 9, and that is the sisters and the cousins. So 22 divided by 9 is equal to 2 and 4/9. I hope I'm reading it correctly. M. Johnson. All right. So, all right. Jasmine says she got 2 and 4/9 because first we have 9 people and 22 candies, right? Yes. So we then divide 22 by 9, and that's 2 with remainder 3. Oh, she corrected, with remainder 4. All right. And now that we have remainder 4, what is it that we need to do now? So Alpha, I want you to look at your answer. Look, I see where you divided 22 by 7, but M. Johnson and Jasmine and some others said that they divided by 9. Can someone explain to Alpha why why you have 9 dividing by 9? And if it is that he is correct or incorrect, can you justify why we must be dividing by 9? And Alpha, can you help us to understand why you divided by 7? All right. Is anyone here who wants to say further? Why are we dividing by 9? And why is Alpha dividing by 7? Who is correct? I want to hear from the others. Who do you think is correct? Why? Why not? All right. So Lati says, okay. So Alpha. So Alpha says Lati plus sister plus 7 equals 9. So 20. Oh, I think he's changing his answer to say no, we're dividing by 9. That's okay, Janelle. All right. So Lelis Copeland says 22 sevenths is equal to 3 and 1/7. All right, Kelsey. All right, so Jasmine says you divide by 9 because there are 3 people. There are 9 people. Okay. Lottie, her sister, and 7 cousins. That's 9. All right. All right, so we're all agreeing now that there are 9 persons. So if there are 9 persons, what did we say that each person will get again? All right. So Ashana saying 7 plus 2 equals 9 siblings and 22 candies. So 9 divided by 22 equals 2.4. So 2 is the whole number, 4 is the numerator, and 9 is the denominator. And the answer is 2, which is a 2 and 4 nines, which is a mixed fraction. Okay. All right. So I want to ask you guys something. So for the persons who are just joining, we are just going through one question here. There is a link in the chat that was placed in the chat before. That link is where, so you might need to scroll up a little. That link is one that will help. That's where you're going to submit your answers. Let me try to get it back for you. So that link is where you're going to click on that link and you're going to try to get, that's where you're going to get your answers. You're going to upload your answers. So you're required to look at the question, answer the question in your books or, on paper, and then you are going to upload your answers. You're going to upload your answer using this link. You're going to upload your answer using that link. I will definitely be going through. That's all right, Rihanna. So because remember now that you can actually go back and watch this over again, but it's just one question that we're going through. So work out the question, take a picture of it, click on the link and upload your picture there, and also write your answer at the next question. If it is that you wish to use another device to upload, there is a QR code here on the screen that you can see. You'll click on that, or rather you'll open your phone cameras or your tablet or your other device camera and hover it over it, and it will take it to the form or the little quiz that the quiz only have, say, one question with the part that you upload your working and the other part that you put in the answer, your final answer. All right, so I'm seeing Beverly Dawkins Clark saying 24/8. Can you explain to us, Beverly, how you got that? So we're basically having a discussion here. We're just discussing. I want to see how persons come up with their answers. We're trying to work on our reasoning skills, as well as how can we justify our answers and strongly prove to a next person that what you have is correct, and help them to correct theirs if you disagree with their answer. Okay, so go ahead for the ones who are just joining. Go ahead, work out your question, upload to the form, and I will be seeing your responses. So I'll be seeing your responses and I can go ahead and give you feedback depending on your response. All right, so the follow-up question I want to ask, because majority of you would have answered here. But I'm still waiting on Beverly's response for her 24/8. But for the follow-up question I want to ask you, how much candy did Lottie and her sister get in all? How much candy did Lottie and her sister get in all? All right, so I'm seeing persons saying 11 candies. So you're saying that Lottie and her sister got 11 candies in all. I hope you're doing your calculations there and you're able to explain. Can you explain to us, Ashana and Janelle, how did you get 11 candies? All right, so Jaquan, welcome Jaquan. Jaquan says, first I divided 9 into 22. Good, so you divided 22 by 9 and got 2.4. 2 is on the whole side and 4 is at fraction side. So I put 9 as denominator and got 2 and 4 nines. All right. All right. So I believe that we have agreed then that 2 and 4 nines is what each person will get. All right. So Ashana, I see you're explaining. So I suppose you're explaining how much Lottie and her sister got in all. So 22 divided by 2 is equal to 11. Tell us how you come about 22 divided by 2. I'm not understanding. Why are we finding half of 22? How many persons were there? How many persons are to get candies? I want to hear from the others. How many persons are to get candies? And when you have decided on that, you know, how many persons will be getting candies, how much, what fraction or how much will each person get? That's the next thing we need to think about. How much will each person get, which you have calculated already. So you know already how much each person will get. That means then that Lottie will get 2 and 4 nines candies. Her sister will get 2 and 4 nines. Cousin 1 will get 2 and 4 nines. Cousin 2, 2 and 4 nines. Cousin 3, the same thing. Cousin 4, cousin 5, cousin 6, cousin 7. So that is what I'm getting from what you would have calculated and explained to us before. I'm seeing where Keisha Rhodes is saying that 4 and 8 nines in all for Lottie and her sister. Keisha Rose, can you explain that to us, please? Send us a sentence or two to explain how did you come up with that answer? I see person saying 11, but you're saying 4 and 8 nines. Can you please justify? So I'm seeing Claudine saying 9, Janelle saying 9 people. Remember now, I'm asking you how much Lottie and her sister, how much candy Lottie and her sister getting all. So you know that we're talking about candies here. So we wouldn't be talking about 9. Oh, you're responding. Oh, you're responding to how many persons. Okay, so you see now that is why we like our answers in sentences, because now I'm seeing 9. I'm wondering if we're talking about candies still. So 9 persons, we're saying that there are 9 persons there who are to get candies. Understood. All right, so I'm not sure why you're not seeing the screen, Rihanna, because I'm here as well looking on the screen from a different device and I'm seeing it. Could you refresh your page? Please refresh your page and see if it will come. All right, Shantasia Moore saying 22 divided by 2. I want someone to explain this to me. Why are we dividing the candies by 2? I'm really not understanding why we're doing this. So I'm not seeing anybody justifying anything, guys. Guys, I need to send a sentence or two to tell us why you come up with that answer. So I need to see persons justifying their answers. Welcome to the persons who are just joining. Remember to share this with your friends, your classmates, so that all of them can join in discussion right now since we're live. Because as soon as the live has ended, then we won't have everyone here communicating. For the persons who are just joining, we're working on the question on the screen. That is the question we're working on, and we are having a discussion. So I want you to justify your answers. So after working on that, the question asked is, how much can the Lati and her sister will get in all? That is what we want to find out. So Ashana FI says 2 and 4 ninths plus 2 and 4 ninths. Right, because Lati will get 2 and 4 ninths and their sister will get 2 and 4 ninths. So as Ashana FI is saying, we need to find the sum of those to know how much candy they both will get in all. So let me hear your responses. Guys, let me hear your responses. So I want to hear responses for Lati and her sister. So Lati and her sister got 2 and 4 ninths each, Michelle. But in all now, how much did they get together? Lati and her sister, how much candy they would have together? So 2 and 4 ninths is each. Lati got 2 and 4 ninths, her sister got 2 and 4 ninths. So I want a response for that. And finally, I want a response for how much candy did the cousins get in all? All right. So the correct answer for Lati and their sister is definitely 4 and 8 ninths. And I'm seeing several persons now posting that. So yes, 4 and 8 ninths is for Lati and her sister. Right, Simone Stevens said 4 and 8 9 candies if they added both of their candies. Great, great, awesome job. Definitely. So I'm seeing Janelle, I'm seeing Michelle, Ashana, Keisha, they're all saying 4 and 8 ninths. So what about the 7 cousins? All right, so we're talking about the cousins now. All right, so Michelle says her 7 cousins got 14 and 28 ninths. All right, but do you notice though that your fraction along with your whole number, your fraction is not a proper fraction? So if you're trying to give us a mixed number, then a mixed number is one with a whole number and a proper fraction. All right, so write that in the simplest way you can. Michelle, I'm seeing Ashana saying 17 and 1/9. All right, Shantasia says Lati and her sister each got 2 and 4/9. Great, and she showed her calculation here. Awesome. So let me hear from the others with the 7 cousins. Can you explain to us in a word or two how you come up with your answers though, guys, before we go? All right. So I'm waiting for Michelle Hamilton to simplify her answer of 14 and 28/9. How could she do that? Can anyone help her here? How could she um come up with a final answer from there where she has a whole number and a proper fraction? Can someone help her? So the question, Lise Copeland, is how much candy did the 7 cousins get in all? All right, so I see Janelle Giles, as well as Claudine Thompson. They multiplied 2 and 4/9 by 7. And they said they got 17 and 1/9. All right, Janelle. All right, Jasmine is also saying 17 1/9 for the cousins, but I'm certainly not seeing any justification. So, yes, Janelle, go ahead. So, for what you have here, okay, so Lelise is explaining to Michelle that what she should do, need to divide 28 by 9, which will give her 3 and 1/9. So right, Michelle. So Lilith Copeland is explaining. So she's saying that because you got 14 and let me see what you got. You got 14 and 28/9 because 28/9. All right, Kelsey. So because 28/9 is an improper fraction and you're trying to give us a mixed number, you can't have a whole number and an improper fraction for your answer. So in a mixed number, it's a whole number and a proper fraction. So what you would need to do, as is being explained here, is that you need to change 28/9 into a mixed number. So you already have 14 as your whole number. And if you're going to change 28/9 to a mixed number, as Lelis explained to you, you're going to divide the 28 by 9, which will give you 3 wholes. And you're going to have 1 remainder. And you're going to write that with the 9 for your proper fractions. You're going to have 1/9. So if you have 14 as a whole before and now you have 3 more wholes, then that means 14 and 3 will give you 17. So your whole number is now 17. And your proper fraction would be 1/9. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. So basically what I'm explaining, I'm just going to annotate here and do it on the board. So you have 14 and 28/9. And 28/9 is an improper fraction. A mixed number is a whole number and a proper fraction. So we can't work with this. And so we now need to create or convert this 28/9 into a mixed number. So 28/9 into a mixed number means that we're going to now divide 9 into 28. So we want to see how many whole nines we can get from 28. So 9 into 28 goes 3 times because that will give us like 27 out of the 28. So that 3 times means 3 wholes. And we still have 1/9 remaining. So we'd have 3 and 1/9. Now for our final answer, remember we still have that 14 wholes. So the 14 wholes plus the 3 wholes will now give us 17 wholes and 1/9. So I hope you understand, as well as the others who might not have gotten that part. That is how we would come up with this answer. All right, so we could say then that the cousins got 17 and 1/9 candy in all. Awesome. Awesome, guys. So now that we are actually at the end, it was actually fun exploring this simple fraction task with you guys. And I'm appreciative of those discussions that we would have had. And it would be nice for you to have some more discussions like this. I like when you explain in the chat, and I like when you try to help others in the chat. That is what we call, that is basically where we're going to reason with each other and share our views and try to understand theirs. And if theirs really don't add up, you'll actually explain to them. So we're now at the end. I'll see you in my next session. I'm not sure when, but I'll see you in my next session. If you have already subscribed, you don't need to hit that subscribe button again. But if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so that as soon as I come live, you will be notified and you can just come right on. Don't forget also to share with your classmates and your friends so that they subscribe and get notified whenever I'm going live, because I'll be going live a few times, so that we can just, in the meantime, little we can build our conceptual understanding as well as our reasoning skills. So